Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and variant cover for Hawkman issue number 3. That's right, I like the variants. I'll get the regular cover also, but for now, I'm yeah. Oh man, this is such a beautiful cover. Okay, so, uh, let's see here. Robert Venditti is the writer, Brian Hitch is the penciler, Andrew Curry, Paul Neri, and Hitch are the inkers. Andrew Sinclair and Jeremiah Skipper are the colorists. Starkings and Comic Craft did the lettering. Ooh, Hawkman created by Gardner Fox. Dude, all of the characters should do that. All of the DC, all of the Marvel, all of those characters should do that and just say who created what, because yes. Also, Sepan Sejic did the variant cover that I'm holding. Hitch and Sinclair did the regular cover. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And you know, you want to talk about totally awesome battles and fights and things like that? I'm telling you, man, seeing Hawkman going at it with a giant effing T-Rex. Oof. Plus he's dual wielding. That's fantastic. Okay, so Hawkman Carter Hall is basically, you know what? Like this comic book reminding all of us that he is an explorer first. You know what I'm saying? That he's an archaeologist first. A lot of people are sitting there saying, oh, he's like the basically Indiana Jones with wings and a mace. Yes, in many ways. You know who I want to see him team up with? Some way, somehow, through some nefarious means? I want to see him team up with Black Manta. No. I really want you to think about that. Go check out Black Manta, 10 Things About Black Manta on Comic Book University. Yeah, about a 2.5-minute video. You'll learn 10 things about him. One of those things you learn about him is that he is on par in his ability to find lost civilizations and ancient relics with Batman. Yeah, you know who's even better than Batman at that? This guy right here, Hawkman. So imagine if these two, at first they had to join forces, he and Black Manta, like one of the evilest characters ever. But if they also had to do something to the effect of, you know, they were trying to find certain items against the clock. Ooh, that'd be sick. Because let's be realistic. Why wouldn't there be an Atlantean version of Hawkman at least once? Oh yeah, I said it. Mr. Hitch, if you're listening, Mr. Venditti, if you're watching, just saying, use that by all means. Here's the video proof. Use it. I think the only thing this comic book is really missing is Hawkman eating a roast dinosaur. He's eating a chicken, which is fine. But yeah, I want to see him eating a piece of small little velociraptor, just something. Anyway, the Phaetharians. He gets into a big, massive brawl, aerial combat with the Phaetharians. I know, it's hard to really make heads or tail out of this because it's just so much happening. And that's a testament to Hitch's art. Like, that's just amazing that you could... It should be as simple to sit there and look at this, but you can clearly see Hawkman stuck in there, but it's hard to make heads or tails of exactly what's happening because all of these very similar dressed, similar featured characters getting into it. And you can clearly see they have different looks on their face and everything. None of this is photocopied. This is beautiful. I also like the idea that at one point Hawkman says, man, I wish I weren't alone. And then 2 pages later, oh, look at that, a Justice League reference with Hawkwoman right in the front. So, yeah, he gets into it with these Phaetharians. And it's awesome because he's just like, dude, I will take on every single one of you. Hawkman has to get to this one area, all right? And the Phaetharians are protecting that area. He's not allowed to go there, all right? For whatever tribalistic, ritualistic reason, all right? He's not allowed to get there. You come to find out later it's actually a test. He's, of course, destined to be there. But the only way to prove that he's a true Hawkman is much like in The Matrix Part 3. When he goes and says, or no, The Matrix Part 2. He says, I'm sorry I had to fight you, Neo. The guy that was supposed to be played by, whatever, the one, not Cypher guy. You know what I'm talking about. The one computer guy who was good at ninjaing, who's supposed to be played by Jet Li. Was played by some other dude instead. And he says, forgive me. For what? For this. And they go into a big fight scene. He's like, stop. I had to make sure. What? That it was you. You couldn't have just asked? You never truly know a man unless you fight him. Well, that's exactly what they're doing with Hawkman. They had to know if this is really Hawkman. The only way to prove this is Hawkman is for him to maul through all of these Phaetharians. And dude, there is a buttload. I know that a lot of people are like, Professor Bill, what is a buttload? No, listen, a buttload is an actual unit of measurement, okay? Usable in both metric and ASA, all right? American Standard version. But like, dude, yeah, it's absolutely a measurement. So look up a buttload, and I'm joking. So in this fight, Hawkman loses his mace. And he's like, man, I'm still going to hurt you guys. And he starts putting starts putting a beating on these guys. And then something completely wicked happens. He realized that in one of his former lives, either he was Thor or his mace was Mjolnir, because that mace returns to his hand. He's like, what? My mace returns to me? Oh, you guys are in for it now. So he just starts wham, boom, wham, boom. I'm like, oh my God. He's Yo-Yo Hawkman. It's beautiful. Like, he's just ripping through these things. You just see the mace flying all over the place and glinting in the sun. Oh my God. Oh my God. Could the issues get any better than this? I dare not wish for it. I'd rather just be surprised. No, this is totally awesome, man. And he's sitting there with the other scepter, the eagle-headed scepter of Horus kind of thing, or the scepter of him, because it wasn't actually a statue of Horus he found it at. Anyway, he has to discover something, and he does. And the last page reveal, I was expecting it was going to happen eventually, and I think they did indicate that it might happen in the next issue, meaning this issue. Well, at the very end, you do get a really cool reveal. You get the reveal that in the next issue, he's going to be going against himself again. Oh, but not his ancient Egyptian version. No, instead, he's going to be facing Qatar Hall, wingman of the Air Corps. Like, oh my God, that's crazy. That's crazy. Qatar Hall was always interesting to me. I always preferred this version of Hawkman, the Carter Hall version of Hawkman, as opposed to the Qatar Hall. But make no mistake, that was definitely interesting. There's no doubt that there was actually multiple versions of the Qatar Hall, but definitely a very interesting character, you know? So now he's got to fight him. I'm digging it. Oh, I'm digging this. Guys, this is such a great comic book, and we're only 3 issues deep. You could have the individual issues themselves, as opposed to waiting for the trade paperback to come out, and just be in on the ground floor of this amazing series, and I highly recommend doing that. Hey, if you're a tradesman, then by all means, get the trade paperbacks. I'm just saying, there's an opportunity to have the individual issues themselves. Digging this. I'm totally digging this. Anyway, guys, that's it from me. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.